It is known as the city that never sleeps. The constant hustle and bustle, traffic jams, and people who are always in a hurry. That's Mumbai's identity for you. But one responsibility that does not figure in the list of an average Mumbaikar is turning up to vote. Over the last 3 decades, India's maximum city has seen the minimum turnout in most elections. The picture is even grimmer when we compare it to other major cities like Delhi, Bangalore, and Chennai. Now let's take a more granular look at each of the 6 constituencies. And we start with Mumbai South, the home to some of the richest people across the globe. But when it comes to polling, they have the poorest track record in the city. An interesting trend here, though, is that the average voter turnout has seen a dip every time the total registered voter base has increased, and vice versa. Now let's take the example of 2009, when the voter base had doubled after the delimitation process. However, the voter turnout was the lowest in 2 decades. The neighboring constituency of South Central has a relatively better track record, but it also saw a dip in 2009 after areas like Anushakti Nagar and Chembur were included in the seat. The voters here redeemed themselves, though, only partly by exercising their franchisee in 2014, and the 53% turnout there is proof of that. However, a constituency that can't boast of this is Mumbai North Central, which saw the lowest turnout amongst the 6 seats in Mumbai in 2014. The performance in 2014 was not an aberration, though. Elections since 1998 have constantly seen only half of the total voter base turning up at the polling stations. Moving on to the central line now, Mumbai Northeast holds the distinction of being the only constituency in the city to have recorded a 60% turnout in the last 3 decades. The seat saw a decline in its voter base in 2009, which is reflective in a poor turnout. However, one can take heart from the fact that the tally went past the 50% mark in 2014 after falling to a 2-decade low in 2009. Another seat where voter turnout fell to a 2-decade low in 2009 was Mumbai Northwest. Now, despite that, the 44% turnout in 2009 was the highest amongst the 6 seats in Mumbai. This time around, over 17 lakh voters will decide the fate of incumbent MP Gajanan Kirtikar and the Congress candidate Sanjay Nirupam. Now, lastly, to Mumbai North. From 1996 to 2004, the seat had the highest voter base with over 20 lakh voters in each election. This indicated the massive flux of people towards the northern suburbs of the city. However, the delimitation process in 2009 saw a large chunk of voters being taken away from the seat, which was evident in the fall in overall turnout. However, the 53% turnout that was recorded in 2014 was the highest seen in the seat since 1989. Now, here is another case that demands attention. Over the last 3 decades, there has been a 50% rise, and a consistent one at that, in the total registered female voters. However, the enthusiasm in registering as a voter has failed to replicate in the polling stations. In 2014, the total number of female voter turnout was 50%, which was the first time after 1989. In between, it even dipped below the 40% mark on 2 occasions. Tells you a lot about the poor voter turnout. So this was Mumbai and the story of its poor voting pattern. Let's hope that come April 29, the citizens of the city that never sleeps don't end up being called the citizens of the city that hardly votes.